Alright, Gorephobia, the Omen of Masochism. Man, Relapse Records in the 90s. They were something else, bro. They were something else. This is a 2-song EP that I spent $60 on. What kind of crack are you smoking? I don't know. But I tell you what, it was worth it. Because this is really good. This is some early days death metal. And I believe on this release, it says somewhere, it's like the 17th or a really early release for Relapse. This came out in 1991. Their previous release, Morbidus Pathology, was in 1990. Arguably one of the best death metal EPs ever. Let me get a little more centered with the camera here. This is a 2-song record. Now, there was a cassette release that actually included a 3rd song that got excluded from this, and the band themselves were just kind of like not super fond of it, but they thought they should release it anyways because it was from the same studio recording. I listened to it. Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. I see why it got excluded. But this was great, okay? I was waiting to get this one from Malaysia for kind of a while. And once I did, I was stoked because, here, let's see if we can get the lighting. It's got a few scratches in that here and there, but it's in pretty good shape. It sounds great. So on side A, you have Morbidus Pathology, a re-recording of that track. And then Demented Omen of Masochism, the song that is actually brand new to this release. So, 7 inches of death metal. If you know anything about 90s death metal, which I take it you do, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. That's some of the best stuff, hands down. Ex Mortis, Immortal Fate, Phlegm. There's so many. Honestly, we could be here for a while. Embalmer. There's a lot of great 7-inch death metal records, and I think it's getting difficult now to acquire a lot of them because, these little EPs that were probably, $7 back in the day, $10, now they're going for upwards of 50, 80, 100. If you're Immortal Fate, it's going for like $80 to $100 now for a Faceless Burial. That's crazy. That's honestly crazy because there's not a lot of music here. It's a 7-inch record. At best, you'll get like 3 songs, 2 on one side, 1 on the other. But I think it's worth it. I think for this music, that is, hey, it's not an Eric video unless we're shitting on Spotify. This is something that will not be on Spotify ever. Okay? Ever. This will not this will not be on Spotify ever. And if you want it, if you want to own it, this is the only way. You'll find a CD out there, probably a little more common, a little more affordable than this. But I think if you're looking to get into old school death metal that isn't just the typical big 4 from every state and country, you gotta dig a little deeper. And once you do, you'll find that some of the best stuff was really not popular. Now, Gorephobia should have been more popular, especially for how good they were. If I'm remembering correctly, oh, here you go, singles series, number 15. I was pretty close. I said 17, I was 2 off, but Gorephobia is a really classic, I just got a low battery, sorry. Really a classic band from the 90s death metal, and I think that you gotta check them out. Maybe don't start here just because this was a little different compared to Morbidus Pathology. The vocals style was a little bit less brutal, I guess. I wouldn't call it a downgrade. I'm hesitant to say that, but it was different. So see what they were really most popular for in 1990, and then come to this. This is only 8 minutes. It's very short, but it doesn't overstay its welcome, and in the same breath, I wish it was longer. I really do. I think if we got a different 3rd song that could have been included on here, it might outshine their original release, because Gorephobia, not a very long-lived band, and really their two demos, or EP, if you'd like to call it that, I consider them more EPs, were their best work, definitely. And the other one was reissued by Hell's Headbangers, J Boner, on picture disc, which I would love to get that, and I definitely will at some point in the future, because $30 for that with a live show recording from that era is awesome. It's really awesome. And the fact that the original 7-inch now goes for like $125, upwards of $300, depending which color you got, which variant, if it's the green cover or the red with the gray vinyl, whatever. That's retarded, man. That's straight up re-arted. I don't think that's okay. I get it because of rarity, but I just because you understand it don't mean you have to agree with it. So yeah, Gorephobia, definitely one to look into, and their logo is actually sick. I don't know why they didn't put it on the front of this cover. I just like showing you this, but don't know why they didn't put it straight up on the front. Because look at that logo. Of course you gotta have the upside down cross. That's just very incantation-esque. I don't know if they had the same artist, but you can't tell me this doesn't look like incantation. Especially the eye. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. I don't want to say for sure because I don't actually know, but that would be the world's biggest coincidence if it wasn't, that they just thought, make it look like a bunch of tree branches, and there you go, there's your band logo. That was very, very popular at the time, but these two bands definitely, they wore it best. So yeah, no number for this other than fuck yeah out of 10. Gorephobia's Omen of Masochism, absolutely a requirement for the essential list. I would check it out if I were you. But like I said, look at Morbidius Pathology first, and then come here. So yeah, hope you enjoy.